at the end of the day, we are 1-0 in the postseason.
Joseph Ortiz is in his second year as head coach at Perry High School, and he has the Pumas in the playoffs for the first time in 5 years.
Oh, yeah!
It's a joyous time for sure, but something is missing.
You had a passing in your family.
His grandfather, Eduardo Ramirez, who raised him, but passed away October 27th.
You know, he taught me how to fish. He took me up north. We traveled all of northern Arizona, saw all the landmarks in Arizona. We always grill on Sundays, and we'd be in the back patio, and it would just be me and him talking and hanging out, and we were super, super close. And the good thing is I got my final moments with him. I got about 30 minutes with him where he was still coherent and good, and Thursday the night before, so I had about 30 minutes, just me and him, and we talked about a lot of things. We said some things that meant a lot to me and meant a lot to him, and you know, we were able to say our goodbyes, so that meant a lot. I love you guys. I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for you. You guys got me through one of the hardest times of my life, and I appreciate that. Now it's my job to return and coach my ass off. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I told the kids I really appreciate them helping me get through one of the toughest times of my life. I know you're in a better spot, Pop, and I just know we love you. I miss you. I'm a coach tonight for you. Knowing that he's not here anymore, you know, I'll be fine. I just hope we make a deep run, and he's blessing us to make a deep run in these playoffs, and we can get it done for him.
Devin, hey, it's your first play right now. Make a play.
After a tough, hard-luck season a year ago, Jason Jewell has his Brophy Broncos back in the playoffs.
Go, baby!
But his biggest fan, his dad, Kent Jewell, isn't around to enjoy the ride. He passed away last July in his hometown of Kansas City.
Dad was in poor health for quite a few years before he passed away, and his goal 2 seasons ago was to make it to our game when we played Pinnacle. He lives in Kansas City, and was never able to make it. Was never really able to get on an airplane, just health-wise, to make it. So, but my dad, every Saturday, every Friday night, he was following. He was texting me after the game. He wanted to know how Charlie McGinnis was doing. He knew all the guys, even though he had never even met a single one of these players. He knew every one of them. He watched the live stream. If there wasn't a live stream, he was following on Max Preps. I mean, everything. He was, looking at every newspaper article he could find. Everything. My dad was my number one fan. So we got to get him to bite.
Despite the emptiness, Jason still feels the presence of his dad.
It seems silly, but even last week at the end of the South Point game when it was close, I actually talked to my dad, hoping he could look over us. So, it's tough, just knowing that I can't pick up the phone anymore and call him. Come on, guys, killing ourselves. Let's go.
Jason is dedicating this playoff season in memory of his dad.
I know my dad was proud of me. Like I said, he's my number one fan. But yeah, I want to make my dad proud.
In football, you got to have a heart. You got to have passion. You got to have energy. And you got to have a certain level of guts that most people don't have.
Steve Campbell has coached Williamsfield High School to 2 state championship titles.
All right, here we go.
He has his Blackhawks back in the playoffs yet again. But his dad, Gary Campbell, a legendary high school football coach at Norco High in California, isn't around to witness the journey.
Let's wire it in. Come on, let's go, baby. Go get it now. Let's go.
He passed away February 11th in Payson.
I'm a coach's son. He coached for 35 years or something like that, 33 at Norco, and so I just was around my whole life. I mean, when I was a little kid, from 5 years old, I was the ball boy on the sidelines.
Everything we talked about all week long, we just did the complete opposite of that. I don't care that we scored.
Summer practices, being there, and we just lived on the field with them, and that was kind of our one of our connections. It was go to football with Dad.
Triple negative, bad decision, bad timing, it's a bad finish. I might just give you 4 negatives.
Steve still has his moments when missing Dad hits home.
There's always moments. The first moment of the year this year was tough. On my lanyard, I had great tape for my mom. She died of brain cancer. And she passed away about 10 years ago during the season. So this year I put next to it, I put some white tape on it because back in my dad's day, he did all the taping. The trainer, there was no, he'd jump up there and ripping through, and he used white athletic tape for every single household product you could possibly think of, right? There's still stuff up at his house, and I'm up like, there you go, there's some, and he would store it. He didn't realize that the stickiness wore off, right? So to me, that was like going out for the first time without him stuff, and putting that on my lanyard.